Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? Hmm. Can y'all hear me? Is the volume okay? Audio okay? Excuse me. What's up? All right, cool. So let's get this shit going. Let's get this shit going. So, hope everyone's doing okay, man. Um, things have gotten a little ugly since my last live stream. I know I posted a quick little video yesterday. I just want to kind of hop on here because obviously, we had a little bit of a big ass dump, then we had a little bit of a pump, and now we're having a little bit of another pullback, and people are losing their goddamn minds. So I thought I would come on here and just do my usual thing, chat a little bit, do some ranting and raving, I will kind of go over some charts real quick, answer any questions if you guys just want to know, kind of how to deal with this kind of shit mentally, shit like that. We can focus on that. I'm not going to go way too crazy in the charts. I don't think it's necessary. Everything looks like shit. So, let's go from there. I'm not doing a face cam this video, guys. I'm too lazy to set up my fucking green screen. Hopefully my voice is enough and you're not just here for the neck. If you really want the face cam, I gotta fucking set up my fucking green screen and shit, and I'm feeling lazy. So, hopefully some of you guys captured the long that I posted in Discord. I posted it on Twitter too. Is it the bottom? I have no fucking idea. But at the end of the day, these markets are a paradise for scalpers right now. And we posted this at the literal low. And this is a 13% move here. So pretty sick. Even if shit's gonna come back down and make a new low, there was some money to be made there. So you guys really want to see the face cam? All right, hold on. I'll set up the green screen, you fuckers. Y'all really making me do this shit. It's only because we're dumping that I'm doing this. Alright, here we go. Setting up the fucking green screen for the boys. Alright, step one. Wee. This thing is a pain in the fucking ass. Come on, fuck you. Alright. Oh no. Okay, hopefully. Alright. See if this worked. Here I am. Don't worry, boys. I fucking got this. I put the bid floor in. We're good. I saved the market. So it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing to worry about. Everyone relax. It's all good. All right. Fucking 600 people. Jesus Christ. Y'all are crazy. All right. So, like I said, you know, shit is fucked right now. And we have to be real about, what is going on with the market and whether or not, it's over, right? Like, this is a real conversation that we have to have. Now, what I'll do first is I'm going to cover Bitcoin, just Bitcoin. Okay. I'm going to talk about the levels I'm watching, where I think, the bull run might be invalidated, what levels I want to see reclaimed for us to look good again, and some short-term shit that we can look at in the meantime. And then from there, I'm going to rant about some shit that I'm seeing on Twitter over the last couple of days and just some kind of general advice around, how to deal with emotions and, what you should be looking out for, what you should be focusing on right now, and things like that. So we'll start with just looking at Bitcoin, and then we'll go from there. What's going on in here? The chat is just going off right now. Next support. How much do you bench? I don't know. Maybe 230, 240, maybe. I mean, I can do 225 for reps. Okay. Cool. So let's get into it. So Bitcoin, right? Looks like ASO. So we had talked about this exact setup. I posted a quick video last night. I talked about this exact setup that played out. I posted it on Twitter. I posted it in Discord, and we literally longed like the absolute fucking bottom because we're giga chads. Everyone was bullish right into resistance here. I said, I think we're going to dip, put in a higher low, put in some sort of bull div on the RSI, and that's going to give us that, next potential leg up. And that's exactly what we're kind of seeing here. So I'm riding this long right now. It is the weekend, right? So we have to be aware of, potential low volume, things like that. Who knows? Weekend fuckery. So be careful, right? This is a downtrending market right now. It's been very heavy. The selling's been relentless. So if you are on the long side with leverage, use stops, right? You do not want to get liquidated down here. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about kind of some just key levels that I'm focused on right now for Bitcoin, okay? So I'm going to look at the high time frame first, and then we'll go to the low time frame, and then we'll fucking work our way right down to the fucking like the hourly, and then from there, we'll see what fucking happens, right? We got to live with the results. So, fucking shirt is all wrinkly. Probably got shit in my teeth. How's the neck look, boys? We looking thick? Y'all are fucking weird. Okay. So, zooming out to, the highest possible time frame here, right? The monthly. Okay, and I know this is fucking, we don't really want to look at the monthly because it looks like shit. But you know, there's some levels here that we need to be aware of. I'm going to be switching just to this so we can go back and see back in time pretty far, right? So I mean the monthly looks. I wish we were at 40K right now. Let's go to BTC USD. Let's go to like Bitstamp. Here we go. So looking at the monthly, right? Like there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here. This looks really bad on the monthly. Okay, so it's you know, hopefully we don't have to deal with the levels that are down here. But if we're starting at the very high time frame, there are levels here to pay attention to on the monthly. Okay, previous all-time high, right? This is an area where you look for a long. I'm not saying we get here, but if we do, right, you look for a long here. You can throw this on the logarithmic chart and you can get like a super wacky like loser trend line here if you want. You can say, okay, well, you know, maybe this is like some kind of where is it here? I think if we get, is it above here? I don't know. I can't remember where I saw this thing fucking drawn. Something like this. I don't remember. Yeah, like this. And then the trend line intersects right here, right? So that's right around the previous all-time high. I don't use the log chart. I think it's cope. So I like to use the regular chart because I think everything looks better on the log chart, better than it actually is. So this is an area where I would look to long Bitcoin if it gets down there. Secondly, I would look to long Bitcoin. Where the fuck is my favorites bar? Where's my bar, bro? I don't know. Second area I'd look to long is here, right? So we have this high. We have the close of the yearly here. So these are support levels on the way down. I know they're scary. They're far as fuck away from current price, but we got to know where the levels are, right? Because basically all I do is I mark key levels and then I look to take trades at those key levels. I do my best trading when I have price levels to actually interact with. When we're in price discovery, it's way harder for me to trade because I don't have fucking levels to work with. So on the way down, I actually think I trade a little bit better. But these are two levels to consider if we get down this low on the monthly. Now the weekly looks really fucking bad. There's no two ways about it. That being said, we are coming into an area of demand. Do I think we're going to V reverse here back to all-time highs? Probably not. But this isn't an area that I personally am interested in selling, and I'll tell you why. When you get to a weekly level of demand that has not been tested yet, we have not tested this area on the weekly chart, you expect some kind of bounce. I'm not saying we're going to V reverse. The next candle isn't necessarily going to be green, but this is not where I short, right? I'm either shorting a bounce or I'm shorting a breakdown, okay? I'm not shorting in the zone. So when I draw out this big ass fucking rectangle and crypto cred, you know, comes on my fucking stream and is like, oh man, your box is fucking, you know, 10,000 points. The reason being is I'm not buying this with my stop here. I mean, arguably you could. I think that'd be stupid though. But what I'm doing is I'm telling myself mentally that I am not a seller within this box on the high time frame. My bias in this box is to look for longs on the lower time frames because I believe that we're going to be getting some sort of bullish reaction from here. Okay? So that's the only reason I mean, it's technically a weekly order block, but I'm not going to be buying. If you're trading this as a weekly order block, right? There's a couple issues with that. One, here's your setup. You enter there, stop there. You probably got to target all-time high to get a 2R. So you could do this trade. Problem is your stop is 25% away from your entry, right? So that's massive. If you're buying spot, you're getting stopped out 25% lower. That's fucked. And secondly, the weekly market structure is bearish, right? Unless we have some kind of miracle, you know, this is weekly market structure broken. You could argue this is weekly market structure broken. You could argue absolutely this is weekly market structure broken. This is kind of that key weekly low I've been talking about for a while that I really wanted us to see not break. And so for a while I talked about, okay, we'll get a correction. We'll wick into here, close back above here. The likelihood of us closing back above 43 before Sunday is pretty small. But if we do, I think that would be super bullish, and that would kind of tie in with my plan that I talked about a month ago. Back at the end of April, I posted a setup basically saying, hey, we bid here, right? We hope that it's just a wick into demand and it closes back above here, because this is my key structural level. So I would love to see that this Sunday. I would love to see us close above 43K. How likely do I think it is? Probably not very, based on how far and how hard we sold off, but anything is possible. But to give you kind of, some idea of where we're at, right? From where we are right now, it's still another 15% higher that we would have to close to get that crazy weekly SFP that I was kind of looking for. I was really hoping that this sell-off here would have wicked into here and then closed back above here. But unfortunately, I think this thing got accelerated massively by leverage, right? We had a bunch of people buying the dip with leverage, probably a lot of people in this chat who got absolutely fucking ruined. And that causes these liquidation cascades where we have these drops that go way further than they need to because you have a bunch of people buying with leverage. Those people become liquidity, right? Because what's happening on the other side of that trade, right, is the person making the market who is trying to remain delta neutral, they're buying spot to counter, or they're selling spot to counter these fucking leverage longs, right? And then they have to sell that spot on the market, right? And it becomes massive amounts of sell pressure, and then you have these huge lick cascades, which then get bought back into by strong hands. What you have happening here is weak people buying the dip with leverage, weak hands, right? Capitulating into strong hands who are buying it back up with spot, right? But the problem is these dumps are going so ham that we have half of the OI on Bybit completely fucking nuked, and we have a bunch of people completely wrecked. I think there was $9 billion without including Binance liquidated. I think Binance liquidated 700,000 traders, so it's fucked. So I definitely think that leverage has been bad probably for the market on the whole. I know it's nice to ape in with leverage and you think you make money faster and all this shit, but for most people, it absolutely fucking ruins you. And I definitely think that the dynamics of the crypto market have changed ever since the proliferation of these leverage exchanges, because we're getting these huge cascading liquidation events that are pulling back way deeper and making the chart look way more fucked than it used to. Because at the end of the day, right, it's what's the saying, right? Oh, it's still a bull market, only 30% pullback. Still a bull market, right? 30 to 40%, still a bull market. Well, what the fuck is this? Right? Usually you get a 50% plus pullback. We call that the start of a bear market, right? So usually it's like 30 to 40 is okay in the bull. Anything beyond that, right? Well, we're at 50. Some exchanges 60. Some of these altcoins, my poor baby Rune, okay? Look at this thing. Jesus Christ, this thing dropped 62%, right? Are you telling me this is a bull market correction? Or is this the beginning of a bear market, right? This looks fucked. This looks like it's over. Look at Ethereum. %, basically. Absolutely fucked. Okay, so this is not good, right? None of this is good. Is it over? I don't know yet. It looks over for sure. So what we're not doing is we're not selling into this first weekly demand, because all that's happening right now is we're trading within this range here. So what I've done is I've taken a fib from here to here. This is going to be our trading range for now. So if you're a scalper, this is paradise for you. Tons of opportunities to scalp, short the range high, long the range low, and then obviously on a breakout in either direction, you could potentially turn that scalp into some kind of a swing trade, yada, yada, yada. But this is going to be kind of your range to focus on. I would not be surprised if we stay in this range for a while, right? We could stay in this range for a while, and then we could ultimately break lower, or we could break higher. But as long as we're in this range, I think you can scalp really well. If you're convinced that the bull run is not over, maybe you have some secret alpha that you're not telling me and you should DM me about it, or maybe you're just like, no, the bull run is not over, Mayne. This is where we form the bottom. Well, then I think bidding spot in the lower part of the range is nothing wrong with that. If you're convinced that this is it and this is just a shakeout in the bull market, because if we go lower than here, I think it's done. I'm pretty sure. I think it's pretty close to done as is, looking at some of these fucking coins. But I think if we lose this range, I'm pretty sure it's over. So if you're convinced that it's not over and that this is just a shakeout and the bottom is in, which is completely possible, I think buying spot in the lower half of the range, that's where you take your bet, right? You say, okay, I think this is it. Maybe we run this low. I don't know. These lows are kind of equal, so maybe we get a little wick down here. But if you're bullish, right, you want to be getting long in the lower part of this range, right? Because this is you're either wrong and we go way lower, or you bought, a generational long opportunity, 40, 50% off the high for the run to 100K, right? So pretty good risk reward, I guess, in that sense. But market structure is bearish. Let me be very clear about that. And I've been saying that for the past 5 weeks. Market structure, high time frame, is bearish. So you're either catching a higher low on essentially the monthly chart, or you're buying the low before it makes a lower low, right? So, what's your risk reward? Upside is huge. Downside, you're probably going to be capped, but I wouldn't short a first test of this zone. I wouldn't do it. I think at the very least, we're going to get some sort of bounce, some sort of, relief where we can at least exit, unwind some positions, and then kind of reassess. So looking at the weekly, what levels am I looking at here? This one here, okay, is the range low of this entire top distribution, consolidation, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This level here is the kind of, I guess you could choose one of these two levels, but this level here is essentially the weekly order block that preceded the selling down. Okay, this is that weekly range. Those are the key levels that I've got marked here, as you can see. So there's that low, right? And then there's this range. And then obviously this is going to be a key area, but we're super far away from there. No point in marking that price point out right now. It's just going to busy up the charts. All right, so weekly, bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Everything's fucking bearish. But we are in an area where if a bottom is going to form, I think it forms here. I'd be very surprised if it formed lower. But let's fucking see. Again, right? We could come way back down to, here. Anything is fucking possible. But I'm pretty sure that, you don't want to short here, at least on a first attempt. If we do this, now we're looking bearish, right? But right now, we could get a big bounce up to here and then come back down. Anything can happen. So this is an interesting area to scalp, I think. And if you're bullish, you look for longs in here. If you're bearish, what you want to do is wait for the bounce, and then you want to short the piss out of it, right? So we're going to go down another layer here, down to the daily. I'm actually going to go down to the H12. The reason I'm going to the H12 is because it gives me this nice little level here that I like. So here's our range from back in January, right? And you can see, look at how price is reacting to the range so far, right? Came to the range low, up at the range high, testing the mid-range. So it's respecting these levels, okay? Looking at the H12, what are my levels of interest? I'll zoom out to the daily for a sec. Actually, fuck it. So what my worry is here, right, is this is, you've seen this chart 10,000 times right now, mostly in hindsight at this point. But, this looks like your kind of Wyckoff distribution, right? Where you have your, boom, 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 your throwback. This is your bearish spring. And then this is, your breakout of the distribution, whatever. The problem with that is that everyone who's sharing it, for the most part, is sharing it after the fact. It's already fucking happened, and they're all like, oh, look, it was a perfect Wyckoff distribution. It's like, well, thanks, dude. I could have used that a month ago when I was at 60K and I was fucking, deep as fuck in everything. But it is what it is, right? At the end of the day, we failed to hold all-time high, sold off. failed to hold all-time high, sold off, made that lower high, bearish market structure, the top was in. So this level is key because this is the base of this entire distributive structure. So as much as this doesn't look like your typical blow off the top end of the bull run move, at the end of the day, this is a huge top-like distributive pattern that went on for 3 months and we just broke down from it, right? So Ethereum, for example, this looks much more like your blow off the top. This looks much more like 2017. Just straight up, boom, needle at the top, and then boom, it's over, right? Whereas this doesn't look like our normal blow off the top. So everyone is saying, maybe it's not over. This doesn't look like a blow off the top. At the end of the day, this is distribution. It's clear, right? We're running the high, breaking down, running the high, breaking down, lower high, broke down. So this is your key level here of this distribution. This is 3 months of distribution, and this is the breakdown level. And you can see we broke down, retest, boom. So this is a level that we have to reclaim. If we're going to have any sort of bullish hopium that it's not over, okay, we need to get above 45,000. We have to get above 45,000, all right? So we've got our range. We've got our $45,000 base of the entire distributive, I don't fucking know, structure. And then we've got a order block that caused this low right there. So we came just up shy of it here, and I'll zoom in and show you what caused this rejection. But we came just up shy of it here, and we've sold off. This is, to me, where you make or break the bull market, in my opinion. I think if we get above here, I'm not saying we're out of the woods completely, but I think the odds of us potentially being able to save this thing are much higher. If we come up here and reject hard, I think it's done. Like, I think that is it. That's your complacency. That's your bounce to get the fuck out. I think it fucking rips. So I would really like to see it reclaim this level, okay? So the way that I'm playing this right now is this is a scalping range. This is where you're buying the dip for fucking longs or for spot. Flip this is a long up into here. Okay? Any sort of weakness in here, get the fuck out or short it. So if we come up here and do like one of these, you got to get short here. Or you got to exit some of your longs, right? Any sort of weakness here, I think you exit on longs, because I think it's a long fucking way down. If we have weakness here, I think we go way fucking lower. Like, that's your perfect bearish retest. Boom, boom, we're done. So really key level here around 45K that I would like to see us reclaim sooner than later. I would much rather us chop around here, right? Or above here than down here. I don't we can stay down here, but I want to get as far away from this wick as possible as soon as possible. If you go look at the COVID low, right? We were not, it wasn't a V bottom. I mean, it kind of was. Looks kind of like a V. But it was a slow bullish grind. But what is the key here? Soon as it made the fucking low, there's your higher low. This is where we hopefully are right now. It was an uptrend right out of there, right? So we made the low, made the higher low, right? And then boom, this is just an uptrend right away from the bottom. So I don't really want us to chop around sideways like this forever. I don't think that's necessarily good. What I want to see is something similar to this, right? Get the fuck away from this wick. If we're going to go sideways and take some time like this did, that's fine. But I want to do that above 42K. I'm okay with the sideways. I want this low to be moved away from rather quickly. And so if you go to where we are now, what does that look like, right? Here's our higher low. I want this to start going up. And then, yeah, maybe we chop around up here. But I don't want to be trading down here for too long. I don't really like the idea of chopping around near this wick. I would like for us to get the fuck away from there. All right, so key area right here on the H12. Absolutely crucial area. It's the base of this distribution structure. We need to reclaim $45,000 ASAP. All right. Looking at the daily here real quick, or actually looking at the weekly, right? This is going to be something to watch, right? Like this, I know this is super far away from price, but if we are somehow able to get up here, I think it's a sell, right? Because this is the daily supply, the daily bearish order block that caused this move down, that broke market structure, right? So if we close the weekly below here, that's a lower low on the weekly that was generated here. So when we come back to test this supply, you sell it. You sell it. And why is that perfect? Because if you look at where this is from the high, this is 15 to 20% off the high. That's your perfect area to have complacency. You know how bullish everyone is if we come back here? Then we could reject and then maybe we put in a higher low. But this is a sell on a first touch. Have to. Market structure is bearish. Assuming we close like this, market structure is bearish. It originated here. You sell here. And your risk is very well defined. Your risk is here. And if we keep pushing through, you long the shit out of this to 100K. Right? So if you long down here, you need to hedge your bets here. If you held crypto this entire way down and we get all the way back here and you don't sell anything and then it does this, I don't feel bad for you. Because the market's giving you that opportunity to get the fuck out with all your shit before it makes another lower low and continues this trend that will have been started on the weekly, right? So to me, on the high time frame, first touch is a sell. And then if we make a higher low, a second touch, I'm looking to get long, right? And if this for some reason does this, this is your ultimate fucking long forever, and you hold that to 100K, right? But this is a key level I would pay attention to as well, because technically this is the bearish order block that broke this low and is likely going to break this low. So you, by my rules, you sell this. And that's exactly what happened on the daily, and I didn't take the fucking trade, right? But that's exactly what happened here. Here is the daily order block, right? That broke market structure. Where is my fucking favorites bar? You piece of shit. There it is. Here's your pullback, right? Boom. And this is the exact same sentiment as well, right? All-time high, we're going way higher. Oh my God, the bear market's over. Oh my God, we're going back to all-time high. Boom. This is an exact fractal on the daily of what I just showed you on the weekly, right? Oh my God, we're going higher. Bear market is here. Oh my God, we're going back to all-time high. It's fucking over. So you have to sell this on a first touch. I do. I don't care what you do. I'm not your financial advisor. But that is the fucking rules, man. Those are the fucking rules, and I'm not making the same mistake again. I'm not doing it. So hopefully this is all making sense. I'm fucking going 100 miles a minute. So key levels to watch. I've given you a bunch, okay? Really want to see us reclaim 45K sooner than later, right? The sooner we can get above 45K, the better. What the fuck is going on here? Sooner we can get above 45K, the better, and then we'll decide from there. I think the way that you play this right now, as simple as I can, is this is a range, okay? I just showed you this range, right? You have this range, and then you have that 45K level right there. So anything you buy in here, you have to hedge some here. Weakness here is a short. Reclaim this level. You can long it into here. Weakness here is a short. Flip this level. Michael Saylor's a genius. We're all geniuses. We're all riches again. We're all getting fucking huge. But you've got to basically lay out the scenarios, right? All I'm doing is giving you key levels where you want to do business. And then you got to go look on the lower time frame for setups that line up with your bias, right? And that's what I'm going to cover next, okay? So in here, we have a key area. So know how I mentioned I mark out those big boxes and I say, okay, this is where I'm looking for longs. So I'm not looking for shorts in here. I'm not just longing this as soon as we get here. What I'm doing is I'm going on the low time frame and I'm looking for a setup. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna make this a box again and not make it this. So in my gray box of magic, okay, I'm looking for longs only. So if you missed this, right? Well, what is the next logical setup? I'm looking for longs because I'm in my gray box. I'm not looking for shorts. I'm looking for longs. Well, within this bigger range, we have a smaller trading range. That trading range is right here. So within that bigger range, we have this smaller range. And so what happened here is we had everyone getting bullish up into this H4 resistance. Okay, my entire feed, my Discord, people messaging me. I said, look out. I said 42K is resistance. No one wanted to believe it. Everyone wanted this first bounce to be the one where we just fucking flew, right? But realistically, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna give everyone that just longed here a free ride back to 45 or to 50 or to wherever this is going, right? You gotta fuck them up a little bit more. So we had our huge move down, moved right up into resistance, sold off again. What did we do? We cucked a bunch of longs. What was Twitter looking like this morning? Doom and gloom, it's fucking over, right? We run the low, bullish SFP, and now we're pumping, right? How could you have predicted this? Well, you plan, right? You plan in advance. So last night when I saw us come up in here and I saw rejection, people always ask me, what does weakness look like? Swing failure patterns, long upper wicks on candles, low time frame, bearish market structure. And that's all that we had here. I'm yelling so much, I'm losing my voice. Jesus Christ. We had all of that happen here, right? Came into it, rejected, took this high, closed below, took this high, closed below, took this high, closed below. This is rejection. You look at the lower time frame on the hourly, okay? Rejection, lower highs, lower highs. You zoom in even more, you had bearish market structure here. Here's your market structure going into the level. High, low, high, lower, low. Lower high, ultimately a lower low, right? But another lower high here, another lower low relative to here, right? So we were breaking market structure and we were rejecting at this level. That's why I didn't want to hold longs up here. I actually ended up shorting here tiny, but I didn't post about it, so I can't fucking claim clout because I didn't post it, so no clout for me. But what I did post was this. I said, I think we come up into here. I was hoping we were going to run the highs one more time, but we didn't. And I said, I think we pull back into this range, and I think we long the shit out of it, right? Because you have all these dip buyers here who are now pissing their pants here because it's come back all the way to their entry, right? You have a whole bunch of late longers here, people who long the dip super late into resistance. They're all underwater. Dip buyers are scared because it's back at their entry. And all we did was within our bullish range, we formed a new range. And what are we doing? We're longing in the discount. We're longing below the 50%. So this is the same kind of shit that I show you guys every fucking week. It works on all time frames. It works on all fucking assets, right? And here it is again. I drew this out to fucking perfection, right? I drew right into here for the long. I posted on Twitter. I posted on Discord. I was on Spaces telling people the long on Twitter. So hopefully you caught this with me. This is already going to be about a 20% move, right? Which is awesome. So I'm long from here. What am I doing with this long? My target is going to be the range high. I'm not getting greedy. As much as I would like us to go to 45K, 50K, I'm going to start hedging right here. Why? Naked chart. What do we have here? A lower low. Right? So the same thing I just showed you on the daily and the weekly. You pull your fib from here to here. The expectation is a lower high, right? The trend is down. So we have to be careful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some profit here. Okay? I'll trail up my stop. And if we break through, I'll add back. But if we reject, I don't want to have to round trip my long all the way back down, right? So I'm going to take profit at logical areas. This is scalp time, right? If you bought spot down here, great. You know, your idea is wrong probably down here or lower. But from a low time frame trade perspective, this is your target on these buys right here. And that's a killer trade, right? If you got in from there to there, right? It's fucking 20%. That's sick. So I'm going to be hedging my bets near the range high here at about 40K. I will take some money off the table. I'll trail up my stops, that whole song and dance. If we're able to flip this area here, then I will be targeting that 45K area, right? Which is right here. That will be the next area of interest. So targets for this long, 40 and 45K. Gonna hedge my bets here. We'll hedge more here. If we flip this, I'm getting more bullish, right? So trade management, how you manage your trade, where you take profits, all that fucking shit, that's on you. I can't do it all for you guys, right? But that's kind of where I'm at. It was not a crazy, like it seems like, oh, you fucking sniped it. Literally, it's just a fib pull. I'm bullish within this gray block. The sentiment lined up, the chart lined up. It gave me all the pieces of the puzzle. The confirmation was this SFP. Once we closed that as an SFP, I knew this thing was going to have some legs. We saw Coinbase step on the bid, spot buying, picked up a little bit, which is good. So I like what I see so far. I'm happy with the position. I'm going to let it ride. My stop right now is here. You know, what I want to see now is us close through here. Right? So we can close this next hourly candle through resistance here. I think we'll definitely get a ride this thing to 40K, and I'm going to be pretty stoked about that. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, right? I think I've covered a lot of shit here for Bitcoin. Hopefully this fucking helps. The trade setup, all that shit. You can dial in too, right? You can dial in here, and you can get super tight, you know, getting in down here, tighter stop. There's all sorts of shit you can do. But if we can just push a little bit higher, we should fill in this fucking candle here. This is a fair value gap right here. So this is where we should go. We should fill in some of this gap. So that's the hope. And then we'll kind of decide from there. But I'm just being real with you guys, right? I don't want to sit here and blow hopium up your ass and tell you that it's not over, because it very well could be. This looks really bad. I'm not trying to tell you to sell your entire stack here. What I am saying is we have a weekly order block here. We also had more buying, or the equal amount of buying, step in here on Coinbase for Ethereum and Bitcoin that happened here. So at the very least, so to me, what does that mean? Generally, it means fucking smart money is stepping in and buying. They're either buying for the continuation of the bull run, or they're buying and they're going to unwind higher. Because if the amount of buying that happened here makes me think that we at least come up towards like 50, and then whoever bought down here unloads the clip, right, for one more ride. It doesn't make sense for them to buy so much down here and then sell it off from here. That's just my opinion. I'm not an on-chain metrics guy. That is not my forte. But based on how much buying we saw down here, it makes me think that at the very least, we get some sort of relief bounce, right, before a sell-off. So whoever loaded up here can sell that into eager buyers who now think we're going back to all-time high. But yeah, I don't know for sure. But a lot of people got wrecked. That was definitely capitulation. If that was the bottom, I would not be surprised based on all the shit that happened. We're in a weekly demand, but we got to be cautious. There is a very real possibility that the bull run is over. So you have to prepare for that. And hopefully I've given you enough scenarios where you can hedge, long, do whatever you got to do to protect your capital. That's got to be your number one priority right now, is protect your capital, right? You do not want to go broke. If this bull run is going to continue, that doesn't matter if you don't have any fucking money, right? So do I think it's over? Personally, no. But I'm being very realistic about the possibility that it is. I have invalidation levels. I have levels of where I'm getting interested. So we just got to fucking live. with whatever happens, right? And if it's over, it was a great run. And we'll be here for the bear market. I'm not going anywhere, and we'll be here for the next one. If it's not over, fantastic. Maybe all of our girlfriends will come back. Who knows? Probably not, but maybe. So just want to be real with you. So some shit looks awful. You know, Ethereum looks so bad, but similar idea, right? We're retesting here. One thing that got brought up when I was on stream with Kobe that I thought was interesting was a couple of things, right? One is for Bitcoin to go to only, because if you think about it, right? Like if you look here, what the fuck is this? If you look here, right, here's the previous all-time high. We only did a 2x, or a 200% from the previous all-time high, right? Like, you know, a little over a 3x. That's not that crazy, right? Whereas this all-time high to here, fuck off, do what I want, right, was 1,500%. And if we go back, I know that there's the law of diminishing returns and blah, 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 right? But generally, the bull run that happens, you know, the all-time high that precedes it, the amount of price discovery that we get, it's usually pretty significant. And we didn't really have that. We barely did a 3x from the last all-time high. So that's not that amazing, right? I mean, obviously, if you bought the lows, you're up huge this bull run, right? Near the lows. But relative to, you know, 2017 top, right? Whereas if you bought the 2013 top, by the time we're in 2017, you're up monstrous, right? Whereas here, you're up 3x, which is still great, but, you know, relatively. So I think that's something to be aware of, that like maybe, you know, and what I don't want to see, because if we lose this level, we're going to here. And the idea that Bitcoin can go on a bull run, hit 60K, and then get back below its previous all-time high, I don't think is good. We never came back to the previous all-time high here, right? Never came even close, right? Same with way back here, right? We never came even close back to this previous all-time high here. So I think optics-wise, it's not a good look if Bitcoin gets back below 20K without going much higher first, right? Because the idea is we want to go so high that an 80% pullback is still above the previous all-time high, right? And right now, if this is the bear market, the 80% pullback from all-time high, you know, puts us at like fucking 10K again, which is fucked. And same with Ethereum, right? We didn't go that crazy. You know, I mean, Ethereum a little bit more nuts, but 1,400 was the all-time high last time. You're telling me that after a 3-year bear market, we're going to have a 1-year bull market and Ethereum's only going to 3.5, 4x? Doesn't seem like enough. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't, just because it doesn't seem like enough, it doesn't mean it's not, right? At the end of the day, the chart is not wrong. The market is not lying to you. As much as you want it to be, it's not. You got to deal with the facts, right? And if you look at another thing to consider that I thought was interesting is maybe COVID fuck shit up a little bit beyond the fact that it fucked up everything. If you look here, right, this is what we thought was the bear market, right? We thought this was the bear market, and then we thought this was the bottom. And then once we had this run, it kind of seemed like we were going to basically do like 2017, where it's just like you have the bear market, you have the accumulation, and then you just start uptrending, and then it eventually goes vertical. And that's kind of what I thought, you know, because I longed this pretty hard, was happening here, right? And I thought, you know, this was the accumulation, bear market, and then we were going to just see this kind of start going and then get vertical. And maybe COVID having this spike down here, you know, because we had a huge changing of money down here from the weak hands to the strong hands, right? Huge buying of smart money down here. Because basically COVID happened and then we just went straight up. And so maybe we didn't have enough of a uptrend to let us get this crazy parabolic blow off the top because of this, maybe. I don't know. Another thing that I kind of think about is like maybe the whole huge amount of money that flowed into DeFi, obviously through Ethereum, and then flowed into, you know, Binance Chain and all these other Uniswap and shit. Maybe some of this shit took the wind out of the sails of Bitcoin a little bit, so we didn't get that crazy parabolic leg that we're all accustomed to. Because this never, like, this was up only for a while, but not that long, right? Like, we had basically from December to January, 1 month where it was vertical, right? And then we had January to February, another month, and then it kind of went sideways, right? Ethereum was much more typical of what you see from the bull run, right? Is where it's just going vertical, 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 and then in the last parabolic leg, it like doubles in price in the last couple of weeks, which is what happened to Bitcoin in 2017, right? We had this crazy parabolic leg, and then it just went from like 10K to 20K, and then it was done. And Ethereum went crazy to 2K, and then went 2K to 4K almost immediately, and then it was done. So who knows? Maybe this is just different this time. Maybe it's not over. I don't fucking know. But just talking out loud about some shit that I'm thinking about. So I don't really know what else to say. Hopefully, you know, this was, you know, informative for you. At the end of the day, if we look at this objectively, right, because it's very difficult, especially when you own a bunch of crypto, to look at things objectively. You know, can this be over, blah, blah, blah. Like, if this was the top, all of the fucking signs were there. Maybe the signs started happening a little bit earlier, but they were all there. We had the laser eyes, right? We have the BSC scam coins, poo coin, pubes coin, ass coin, cum coin, all that shit going to the moon. You have Ethereum going absolutely ham, people talking about the flippening. You have Dogecoin going to 70 fucking cents, and the richest man on the planet, or one of the richest men on the planet, going on one of the biggest TV shows in the planet and shilling it, essentially. You have all sorts of friends and family reaching out to you, you know, at 60K, asking you if, you know, you should be a buyer. You have just so many things that you could classify as top things, just top signals, all happening. Celebrities launching NFTs, the crypto punks selling for tens of millions of dollars. Like, all the fucking signs were there. And then within the chart, right, the signs were there too. You have altcoins going bonkers and Bitcoin not. That's never good. When altcoins go up and Bitcoin goes up, that's good, right? When altcoins go down and Bitcoin goes down, that's good. When altcoins go up and Bitcoin is going sideways or down, usually that means bad, something that Bitcoin is gearing up for a big move. And in this instance, it was down, right? We had altcoins going nuts and Bitcoin going sideways for effectively 3 months. Not good. And, you know, if you think about it, people are like, oh, okay, well, we didn't really have a proper alt season. I've seen that a lot, right? You've seen a lot of people going, we didn't have a proper alt season. The problem is I think a lot of people were long the wrong coins. Like, I think there was an alt season. I think there was a ton of alts that went wild. Maybe just not yours. Maybe not mine, like Litecoin, right? Like, part of me, why I think the bull run is not over is because Litecoin only went to like $450. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Litecoin always runs. It always runs. Maybe it's a shifting of the guard. Maybe the capital is elsewhere now, and some of these coins just aren't going to run again. You look at so many coins went nuts. Like, you cannot tell me we didn't have an alt season when in just 2021, BNB did 1,800%. Just in 2021, Ethereum did 600%. Just in 2021, Litecoin did 300%. And I know people are like, oh, well, that's not high enough. Well, the bull run started May of last year, right? How high is this from the COVID bottom? Right? Like, you telling me this isn't an alt season? Look at BNB. Just because your coin didn't go crazy, BNB went 10,000% in a year. 10 fucking thousand. Look at Cardano. You're telling me this is an alt season? Oops. 13,000%. Ethereum itself, right? Just Ethereum USD from the May bottom to here, 5,000%. And people are talking about there wasn't an alt season. How about all of the Sam coins? Is this not alt season? Like these coins in the last year, 11,000%. So maybe the coins that you earn in didn't have an alt season, but very clearly we had an alt season. This is alt season. Coins going up 10,000% in less than a year, right? That is alt season. We had DeFi summer, right? Blah, 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 all that shit. Look at Sushi. Sushi, another coin, 5,000%. So a shitload of alts went 30, 40, 50, 100x. A shitload of them. Not all of them, though. And that's what happens. If you look at 2013, a lot of those coins weren't around in 2017. And a lot of 2017 coins aren't around now. And a lot of 2020, 2021 coins won't be around later. So there was definitely a lot of coins that went absolutely fucking nuts, right? So as much as it's nice to, I want to say that too, because Litecoin, which is a huge bag I have, didn't go absolutely bonkers. I'm like, oh, there hasn't been an alt season. Well, it's like, but there kind of has. Like, everything's gone nuts. LTC, BTC, I think should have pumped more. Like, to me, if the bull run is over and this is all LTC mustard, that's kind of nuts, right? But what you have to remember is this is Litecoin versus Bitcoin, right? So as Bitcoin's price increases, LTC USD can still do a 10, 20x. It doesn't mean, like, this is never going back to all-time high on the Bitcoin pair. We're never going to see one LTC be worth 0.05 of Bitcoin, but you can have a bull run on the LTC USD pair while this is in a massive downtrend, because relative to Bitcoin, Litecoin is going to continually get weaker. It's never going to be worth, 0.05 of a Bitcoin again, right? Where it was back in 2013. But I definitely thought it would go up more than this, right? Like, I definitely thought it would go up more than this. And it looks like we had just broken out and it's like a full retrace. I mean, you could argue that this is just a breakout and a retrace on the weekly. Like, maybe this is not over. Maybe this does have some legs in it, right? That broke out, retested. LTC USD basically went all the way up, and then now is kind of coming back and retesting demand, I guess. But I mean, none of this looks very good. So we've got a lot of work to do to save the bull run. Like, if it's not over, we got a lot of work to do. We got to reclaim some super key levels. And I know this isn't the stream that you want, where I'm telling you the bottom is in and we're going up. I fucking hope the bottom is in, because then I longed it perfectly and I planned for it perfectly, and I'm stoked. But I just want to be real with you guys. So I want to, unfortunately, the problem is we have crypto Twitter is getting bigger. I have 700 people watching this stream, right? Like, a year ago, I would have 7. My account is gaining 30,000 followers a month, right? So it's the space has grown, and the problem is we have a lot of new entrants into the space who rely on people like me, other big accounts, and they think that I'm gonna make you rich or something like that. I like to think that I'm one of the people on Twitter who is not sitting there telling you that I'm gonna make you a millionaire. And that just follow me, trust me, bro. Like, I'm gonna make everyone rich. All of my followers are rich. Alt season is coming. Don't worry. Don't sell your alts. Like, do I shill shit? Of course. I talk my book, right? If I own Litecoin, I'm going to post bullish Litecoin charts because I own it. If I own Rune, I'm going to post bullish Rune charts. But I like to think that I keep it relatively real in terms of, like, not trying to just blow bullish hopium up your ass for no fucking reason. Because at the end of the day, as much as I care about you guys, my number one concern is my book, my portfolio, my P&L. And that goes for everyone online, and that should be your main concern too. So when you have big accounts, trading firms tweeting out shit and you expecting them to have your best interest in mind, like, if I post that I'm bullish on Litecoin up here, like, do you think I held Litecoin all the way down here? Of course not. I sold some up here, and then I cut a bunch once we started breaking down. I still own some, right? But I'm not responsible. And I have people DMing me being like, do you still own all of your Litecoin? It's like, no, we're down fucking 60% off of the all-time high. Of course I don't own it all. It looks like shit now, right? This is an area where I might start buying again. But once we started going in a downtrend, I started cutting my bags, right? And it's not my responsibility to tell you to do that. Because I told you to buy Litecoin, that doesn't mean you just hold it to fucking zero. If it starts looking like shit, you need to make your own decisions, right? And it's unfortunate because most people on Twitter won't tell you that. They're going to tell you that this altcoin's going to the moon, this altcoin is bullish. It's down 60%, right? So if you just bought Litecoin because I told you to and just held it all the way down, you got fucked. And I feel bad, but like it's not up to me to tell you what to do. You have to make your own decisions. People want to blame me. They want to blame other big influencers. They want to blame Three Arrows Capital, whoever, who are being like, it's up only, we're only going up. At the end of the day, all of these people are talking their own book and they're making their own decisions. And if things don't work out, they change their trades, they hedge, they short, they cut bags, they rebuy. And you need to do that too. You cannot be reliant on people on Twitter for you to get rich. It will not work. It might work in a bull market where someone tweets something and it's going crazy. That's because everyone is a genius in a bull market. But as soon as the conditions change and price starts going down, that person doesn't give a shit about you. They forgot that they even sent that tweet. They closed their bag and they've been sitting in tether since 55K. And you're DMing them going, well, you were saying that alt season is starting and now everything is down 60%. Like, you have people tweeting out alt season soon, right? This is going to be, you had people tweeting out during the biggest, like, some of these coins are up 10,000%. We had people tweeting this entire fucking time that alt season is just gearing up. This is going to be the biggest alt season of all time. We're all going to be millionaires. And it's like, to me, those are bull market Twitter accounts where it's like, they're just churning and burning their audience, right? Because they're just posting shit. It gets crazy engagement. But at the end of the day, like, you don't know if they're holding all these bags. And if you are, you know, you have a day like the last couple of days, your portfolio is fucked. It's fucked. So I do my best to be real with you guys and honest with you and update you on the moves that I make. But at the end of the day, the reason I do these streams is to educate you guys to a point where you're making your own fucking decisions, right? Because like, if you held Litecoin from 4:30 to now, is that my fault? No, you pressed the button, right? I'm a fucking random dude on Twitter, right? You decided to buy and you decided not to sell. And if it went up to 1,000 from here and you sold it for a 2x, that's not because of me. That's because of you. So the problem is people want to play the victim. They want to be like, it's not my fault. It's the market's fault. It's the FUD. It's the this. It's the that. And all that shit, I'm telling you, is never going to make you any fucking money. You have to learn to make your own decisions, manage your own fucking investments. That's the only way you're going to make it. And you're going to see a lot of people maybe make more money than you when everything is going vertical. But then when shit like this happens, those people lose it all anyways because they never took profits. They don't know what they're actually doing. And the only way they know how to trade is by following what other people fucking say. So I don't want any of you guys to fucking get wrecked. It sucks. Some of the messages I'm getting are people are like, dude, I bought this at this price and now it's back at my entry and I've been holding it for a year. It's like, well, dude, you were up 10x on something you bought. You took zero profit, right? Like, because someone on Twitter said it looks bullish still and alt season is just starting, right? And that's the problem with Twitter is there's a bunch of, influences on there who don't have your best interest in mind and they don't need to at the end of the day, right? Like, it's their account. They can post whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. They're talking their own book. But what you need to know is that at the end of the day, you're responsible for what goes on in your portfolio. Doesn't matter if I said I'm bullish on Litecoin and it dropped, right? Like, that doesn't mean I held it through the entire drop. That doesn't mean you should. You've got to get to a point where you're making your own decisions. And I'm just trying to be straight up with you guys about that. You're going to see, if this is going into a bear market, you're going to see a lot of crypto Twitter accounts disappear because all they know how to do is act in a bull market, right? And they just know how to shill you hopium for engagement and shit like that. And it's unfortunately to the detriment of a lot of new people, because you come in, you see someone have a lot of followers, and you assume that they A, know what the fuck they're talking about, and B, are looking out for you, and they're tweeting just absolute garbage about how alt season's going to be the biggest ever when we're up 10,000% on some alts, and how they're going to make you a millionaire if you follow them. Like, that's garbage, and I think it's despicable. But at the end of the day, it's the internet. People can do whatever the fuck they want. I just want you guys to know, coming from someone who has a big account, my number one priority is making myself money. If I can help you guys make money, awesome. But goal number uno is my money, right? So anything I'm posting, keep that in mind. I'm a trader. I'm trying to make myself money, okay? And that goes for all the big accounts and all the little accounts. Everyone is on there posting shit that fits their book, that fits their bias. And so as soon as you realize that, if you go, oh, this guy's posting a bullish LTC chart, I think it looks like shit, maybe don't long it then, because maybe I'm wrong and I'm posting a bullish chart because I own it and I want it to go up, right? So we'll end the rant there. Hopefully this is helpful to some of you guys, because yeah, it's painful, man. Looking at Twitter over the last couple of days, there's so many big accounts. It's so cringy. Waiting for, FUD. We dumped because of FUD. I'm buying capitulation, right? Like, how many accounts were like, this is FUD, right? This was FUD. And then yesterday, boom, I bought the bottom. We're going back up. And then today being like, I'm not sure this is the bottom yet. I'm being careful. They're just trying to look good on Twitter, right? Some person who's telling you to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip has been in Tether since 60K, right? Like, if you've been listening to some of these accounts, you got no fucking money left to buy the dip, right? So anyways, I'm not trying to get fucking into a bunch of bullshit here. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. And at the end of the day, I'm guilty of this shit too. I post shit for likes. I talk my own book. I've posted shit that hasn't worked, right? But I want you to know that everything I post, I'm posting it usually because I'm in it, or I'm looking to get in it, and I have a bias for it. If I buy something, I'm not always going to tell you when I sell it, right? It's not my responsibility to tell you when I buy it or when I sell it. And so sometimes I'll post being like, long here. People are like, where's your stop? Where's your exit? It's like, bro, figure it out, right? Like, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm some random dude on the internet trading and sharing charts. It's up to you to make these fucking decisions, because then when things go poorly, you got to look inwardly. And when things go well, guess who's to congratulate? It's you. It's not me. I didn't do shit. Right? So anyways, hopefully this was helpful and not too much ranting, and there was some value there. But I think, like I said, things don't look great. We've got a lot of work to do. This is a logical area for the bottom to form. If we're going to form a bottom, it makes sense to form here. That being said, all of the market structure on pretty much all of the time frames is absolutely wrecked. Alts look like shit. So we got a lot of work to do if we're going to save this bull market. A lot of work. So mentally prepare yourself for the fact that it might actually be over. I don't know if it is yet, right? But listen, I'm saying if we lose 30K, it's probably done. Well, that's a 50% drop off all-time high. A little fucking late. If you're using the daily, we're bearish, okay? We've been bearish on the daily since April 21st. So until the daily gets bullish market structure, this is a high time frame downtrend. You need to be selling any bounces. So I'm not saying whether it's a bull or a bear market. I'm saying we're in a daily downtrend. Do what you will with that information, okay? Can it be saved? Can it be reversed? Of course, I think so. I hope so. I pray so, because I don't want it to be over. But if it is, mentally prepare yourself. Have a plan. Make sure you're not fucking round tripping all the money that you made here all the way back down because you're just hoping it V reverses because someone on Twitter said it will. Have a plan. If it gets bullish, hedge. And then if it flips, buy back. Right? Because if you bought here and it comes up to here, and you don't sell a thing, and then it does this, and now you're back where you bought, that sucks. But let's say you buy here, you hedge here, and then it breaks through. Yeah, you only missed this much of the move and you're back in, right? So you can always buy back. Don't let anyone tell you that you make your own fucking plan. Make a plan, follow the fucking plan to the best of your ability, and then fucking hope for the best, right? Because anyone else who's telling you to just buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, as much as I'm telling you to buy the dip, because I think this is a good area for at least a bounce, that person might have sold all of their crypto up here, right? They might still be holding all. You don't know where they bought, where they exited, how big their account is, what the fuck they're actually buying. You don't know any of that shit. So their information is just that. It's just information. You have to make your own decisions based on your own chart, based on your own risk tolerance, based on your own investment horizon. If you're a long-term investor in crypto, right? And you assume that the bull market's going on. Like if you think we're just going to do one of these, we're 50% off the high, right? Buy some. And if we go lower, you buy more and you average that shit down. But from a trading perspective, you got to be a little bit more nimble. So rant over. I'm like losing my voice. We literally nailed the bottom live on Twitter and in Discord. If you want to join my Discord, I tweeted out the link today. It's also in the bio of my Twitter. But we caught this live. We're now up fucking 13% on those buys. So there. I haven't looked at the chat once. There's 700 people in here, so I imagine the chat is a fucking zoo. But that's just me yelling for an hour straight. All right. Let's take a quick look at the chat here. All right, this Damie guy just said, "Lol, the bull market is definitely not over. We're not gonna dump like 2017 with all this institutional investment. Your analysis is purely chart based. That's cool, but I think this market has already shown us that charts go out the window, as evidenced with Elon Musk, meme coins, and other external factors. Charts are just one angle." That's probably one of the dumbest things I've read today, because the chart actually showed you everything before any news came out, okay? The chart showed you everything. The chart showed you that the dump was coming. The chart showed you that we were going to make the low here, regardless of the FUD. Saying FUD and then being like, that's why we dumped, is a complete nothing burger of a statement. Secondly, the whole institutional investments are here and we're not going to dump. We dumped 50 fucking percent off the high. You're saying institutional investments are here and we're not going to dump like 2017? We're dumping bigger than 2017. Where are the fucking institutions? Where the fuck are they? We didn't have any 50% dumps in the bull run of 2017. Okay? The institution that is here is Michael Saylor. That's it. Right? Facebook is not coming to save your fucking ass, right? Use the chart, make decisions. Stop hoping that institutions are going to save you and that FUD is the reason price is going to die. Meme coins, Elon Musk, all this bullshit, all that stuff existed in previous runs. We had talk of institutions joining, Goldman Sachs opening up a crypto desk, fucking IDOs, ICOs, Dentacoin, coins coming out every single day. That's the most asinine thing I've read in a long time. Like the whole, this time it's different. We're dumping harder than before, right? Like what are you fucking saying? The chart is the only thing that fucking matters. If you're making your decisions based off fundamentals or based off institutions here to save us, you're fucking stupid. I don't know what else to tell you. The chart told you that this was weak before Elon said anything, right? The chart told you we were going to break out before Elon said fucking anything. Where are the institutions? Like, you're just straight up wrong, dude. We dumped more here. If this is still a bull run and we do this, this is a bigger dump than we've ever had in any bull run where it's continued to go up after. So you win, dumbest comment I've read so far. Oh, he posted it twice. That's how you know this guy's coping. You must be holding all your coins from the top, bro. If we enter a bear market, will you sell your low cap bags like Nerve? So I'm friends with the team behind Nerve. So I believe in what Nerve is building. I got in pretty early. I don't want to bag hold it, but I might. I don't really know yet. I haven't decided, but I don't really want to be holding a bunch of crap if the fucking ass falls out. Yeah, like fucking Elon is like at his break-even point. Fucking Michael Saylor almost went underwater on this last dump. Like, what a fucking stupid comment. I think 100K is programmed. Been hearing it for years. I mean, I hope 100K is programmed, but every time someone tweets 100K is programmed, is usually because it's just for likes, and it's like guaranteed gonna get hundreds of likes. I hope we go to 100K. I would love for us to go up. I don't want the bull market to be over. I hope it's not over, but I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. When you have people like this guy saying shit like, this time it's different, bro, the institutions, you literally said we're not going to dump like 2017. We're fucking 60% off the high. What are you fucking talking about? Mayne, I got all my LTC sub 45. Well, you're a fucking legend then, bro. You're good to go. My average BTC buy price is $500. No way. You don't need to flex on me that hard, dude. No need to flex on me that hard. Did we get that close that I wanted on Bitcoin, by the way? I think we did. Yeah. So I think we're going to fill in this gap here. That's a sick ass bottom long. This guy's saying in 2013 double bubble, we did get back below the all-time high created in 2013 to 2015. So this is a scenario that I actually really like for Bitcoin, is this. That we are doing this. So this is the dream, is that right now, but did we get below? No, we didn't though. Like where do we get back below, bro? I guess here is what he's saying. But this is not what I'm talking about, bro, because this was not the all-time high of this bull run. So my statement is correct. This was the double bubble, but what I mean is this bull run, this all-time high never came close to here, right? The next bull run, the bear market never came close to this all-time high. This is not the bull run. This was the bull run top of this cycle. This was just a double bubble, but this was the bull run top for me. So we never got below there. You could argue, yeah, like this is kind of what I'm hoping is happening right now. The best case scenario is we are right here. This is 60K, monstrous drop, big sideways consolidation, shake everyone out. Even the timing lines up, right? The top is in April, sideways all summer, another big run, and then the next dip is way above the all-time high of the previous bull run, right? 80% drop. Boom. Like this would be the dream scenario for Bitcoin, is if we have, this is where we are now. We had this monstrous drop, sideways for months, and then another run. That's the dream scenario. I don't know if it will happen, but that would be sweet. Do I have a Discord? Yes. Do you guys not follow me on Twitter? I literally tweeted out the Discord today. The bio of my video. In the description of this video, there's a link. In the bio of my Twitter, there's a link. Yes, people absolutely get stuck in echo chambers. Adrian Mendoza says if I make neck merch, he'll support it. Nice. Maybe I will. Yeah, I mean, we had Paris Hilton tweeting that she's making an NFT. Like, are we fucking retarded? All right. This chat is getting crazy. Okay. Hopefully this was valuable to you guys. There's way too many fucking people in the chat for me to keep up with what's going on here. But hopefully this was value. Hopefully this was valuable to you. This guy says, Mayne, can you go over covering your positions with shorts? When to open them, how to manage them? No. What do you mean? Long support, short resistance, take profit at your longs on resistance, open shorts. I don't really know what you mean. You want me to give you my entire fucking trading strategy? Like, I don't know how to answer that question, bro. You're asking a lot. You're basically saying, tell me exactly how to trade. That's what you're asking. I gave you exactly the levels that I'm looking at to buy, to sell, and to hedge, right? How you do that is up to you. You can hedge by selling, if you bought spot, by selling to cash. You can hedge if you're in spot by opening a short. There's so many different things you can do, right? This guy says, Mayne, look at the 200 MA on the daily. Sure. Yeah, we're below it. I don't think that's very good, is it? It's bad to be below that, isn't it? I'm not an MA trader. Mayne, what happened to your paid group? I stopped my paid group fucking 2 years ago. I haven't done it in a long time. That was in like the summer of 2019. June 2019 is when I stopped doing it. It just wasn't worth it to me. I really enjoy teaching and helping, and I'm by no means a professional or an expert, keep that in mind, but I enjoy doing it. I like helping people. I think I'm good at it. I think people understand how I explain things. I think I kind of dumb things down a little and make it simple, because a lot of people, I think, can make it sound more complicated than it has to be. So I think I have a knack for it, but it just wasn't worth it for me. I make enough money trading where, you know, the money that I was earning from that versus the amount of time. Like, I have a Discord now and I do these streams because I want to. But that also means if I don't want to do it, I don't have to, right? When you have a group where people are paying you, you have an obligation to them where you've got to be putting out. I was doing 3 videos a week, plus educational videos, plus I was answering every tag in the Discord. It was like a full-time fucking job. And I'm like, for the amount of money I'm getting for this, it's not worth it at all. So I just told everyone, I said, listen, I'm burnt out. I don't really want to do this anymore. I just want to trade. Half the reason I trade is for the freedom, right? And having the group kind of encroached on that greatly, because I basically had a Discord of hundreds of people that I was, you know, managing. So yeah, I just didn't want to do it anymore. No hard feelings. I think there's lots of great paid groups out there. I'm not one of those people who think they're a scam. I learned in a lot of groups that were paid for. But yeah, just kind of ran out of juice. I got burnt out. The money wasn't worth it. I make more money trading and spend less time doing it. On-chain analysis says it's a bull run still. Sweet. And if it's not a bull run, the on-chain analysis will tell us 3 weeks later. Did we pump more than 2017? I don't think so. What's the play if you're holding illiquid bags and the market goes full bear? Fucking probably sell them, right? If you can salvage some money out of them, do it. Otherwise, right, because you know the math, right? If you go down 90%, you know, you need to do a fucking 100% gain just to get back to break even. So, you know, if you can sell it for something and then put that money elsewhere where you might be able to make more money, it's probably a better use of the funds, right? Rather than hoping it pumps eventually. Neck, will you date my girlfriend? That's funny. Is she hot? Trader Tristan, what's up, bro? He says, Mayne, when are you going to start trading futures equity indexes? I already do. I trade the ES, I trade the NQ. Feel free to DM me. Anyone? I trade gold futures. Feel free to DM me anytime you want to go over some setups and share some alpha. I do trade those. I have a broker account set up and I do trade. And if we're going into a bear market, I'll be trading that shit way more. I'm still up 600%, waiting on a bounce to get out unless we reclaim range high. Awesome, bro. That's great. What you got to realize, guys, is you're never going to buy the bottom and sell the top. It's never going to happen. If you can catch the meat of the move and get out of the bull run with the majority of your profits, you fucking killed it. Like, no one expects you to have as much money at the end as you did right here, right? It's like no one sells the Pico top. Is it hard to be profitable in a bear market? I would say it's harder, right? Because the Bitcoin isn't just going up. Like in a bull market, you can just buy and hold and do nothing. In a bear market, you either are sitting in cash, which means if the price of Bitcoin is going down, you can buy more Bitcoin, right? Or if you're trying to trade, you actually have to actually trade. You can't just buy shit and watch everything go up. That's why bull market can be easier, and you see a lot of people get super rich, but they also lose it all once the trend changes. How much does FUD actually play in dumps? I think what happens generally is the market, whether or not there was China banning Bitcoin or any of this shit, the market was telling us it was weak. How do we know this? I told you guys when we broke this, I said market structure is bearish. We're expecting a lower high. And then lo and behold, Elon starts talking shit. China bans Bitcoin. Bitcoin's bad for the environment. I don't think FUD causes the dump, right? I think the chart tells you it's weak. FUD is usually a catalyst and an accelerant. So if it was getting ready to dump, people see the FUD, they get scared, they start selling. It's a catalyst. And then once we're selling off, FUD keeps coming out, it accelerates it, right? But it's not the reason we dump. People will tweet like China FUD, market might dump. That means nothing without like actual contextual information about, okay, well, from where are you short? What the fuck does that mean? Just being like market might dump with FUD and then FUD happens and you go see. It's kind of like a fucking stupid tweet. Only cred and fucking cold blood Schiller. Correct. I mean, that's the thing, right? FUD. So what the headline is doesn't matter as much as how the market reacts to the news. Okay? If the news is bullish and we're in a bullish market, you would expect bullish price action, right? So when we're bullish here, because we're in a bull market, and then we're bullish, and then we get the Elon news and you get a huge reaction, that's bullish. When we're getting Coinbase, which listing on the S&P, which should be bullish, having no reaction, actually having a negative reaction, that was a huge bearish sign. It might have been here, but regardless, the market didn't react bullishly to bullish news. And then when you have bearish news and the trends is going down and the market reacts really negatively to it, that's what you need to focus on. Not so much what the headline was, how did the market react? If we're like this, if we're going like this, and then they're like China bans Bitcoin, and we kind of keep going up, that's actually quite bullish. If more FUD comes out, and we have another 10% down day, that means the market is bearish. Could the complacency bounce for alts play a different time for BTC? Potentially. I mean, here's the thing. If you look at BTC dominance right now, like this thing is fucking turbo cucked, right? Like when people are like, when is alt season happening? We had literally 3 months of fucking alt season where alts went absolutely bonkers. But this is like near all-time lows, right? And it's finally getting a bounce. So I'd be very careful playing alts because if Bitcoin is going to have some sort of relief rally, right? I'd be very careful on alts because alt BTC pairs might not do very well. So you just got to be aware, right? But this is, has to bounce from here territory, right? Has to. So we'll see. Mayne, you gotta stop calling these people out. It's not my fucking responsibility. I'm not on here to make enemies or argue with people. And I'm also a fucking influencer on Twitter. I've got 160,000 followers. Like, at the end of the day, I do shit all the time. And I know people because they DM me. I know people buy shit because I tweet about it. And then 3 months later, we'll be like, are you still holding that random long that you opened? And I'll be like, no. And they're like, oh, well, I bought it when you did and now it's down 40%. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, come on. So yeah, you've gotta, I'm not interested in calling people out because I do shit that's not good either all the time. I try and keep it as real as I can, but like, I'm a fucking influence online too. But I think you guys should clearly know by now who is full of shit. And when the bear market comes, you're really gonna see who's full of shit, because they'll disappear because they can't fucking trade. But go through your feed and look at the people who've been pumping hopium up your ass for the last month straight while the market's nuked, telling you alt season is coming and don't worry, you're gonna make it, you're gonna be a millionaire. Like, there's people who keep it real with you and people who are just doing it for the engagement, right? And you got to be able to spot the difference. There's nothing wrong with engagement. Like, there's nothing wrong with positivity and hyping people up and blah, blah, blah. But you, as the consumer of that content, you need to know what is going on, right? If you go on there and be like, well, this person's bullish all the time, it's like, well, maybe that person bought in 2017 and no matter what happens, they're rich, right? So it's different. Maybe you bought a month ago and some guy telling you that it's all good, you're going to be fine. Well, you're now down 60%, you're fucked, right? So you just need to know, you got to just take everything you see with a grain of salt. I have no problem with people who are like positive only and only want to talk about bullish shit. That's fine. Go ahead, do it. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's why I'm not calling anyone out. Do whatever the fuck you want, right? But like, you as the consumer, you need to go in there, be real with yourself and be like, okay, like, because you don't know what the positioning of that person is. Someone who bought and got rich 4 years ago is exponentially richer now, right? After 2 bull runs. Who cares? They don't really care if Bitcoin goes back to 30K. They bought it at $300 and they've already made their millions, right? Whereas if you got into the space 3 months ago and you bought Bitcoin and you held it to now, you're kind of fucked. So just, yeah, like I'm fucking friendly and nice with pretty much everyone. I have tons of great friends on crypto Twitter. I'm not interested in starting fights and shit like that. This is not a message to other influencers. This is a message to you guys, right? Because I am an influencer on there. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. This is a message to you guys. Take everything you see with a grain of salt. Be skeptical. Make your own decisions. Don't be a victim, right? Be logical. And then, yeah, if you have a Twitter account that you like, awesome. Follow them. Do whatever you want. But don't make your decisions based on what someone else says. That's not enough. This guy keeps saying Mayne and Hastings. That's like the most ghetto street corner of downtown Vancouver. Hey Mayne, just joined the stream. Has anyone asked you about In Silico yet? He said some scary stuff. Wonder how much weight you give that stuff. I give almost nothing to it. I like In Silico. I think he's funny. And he definitely was bearish at the top, but he was also bearish at 30K, bearish at 40K, bearish at 50K, bearish at 60K. This time he got it right. Right? And there's a ton of people like that who are like bearish the entire way up, and then they finally get it right, and they're like, haha, fuck you bears, I told you. Like Majin, right? Bearish the entire way up, and now he's gloating as if he shorted the top. It's like, you may have shorted the top, but you also shorted every top before this that ended up going way higher, right? So again, take everything with a grain of salt, right? Just because someone tells you the market is going to zero doesn't mean it is. Maybe it is. Who fucking knows? Make your own decisions, right? That's what's important here. All right, I think I'm gonna end the stream here. It's been an hour and 40 minutes, and I'm like literally losing my voice. This is one of my longest or most viewed streams. I think we had like 800 people in here at one point. So the fact that this many people want to sit in here and hear me yell and rant is incredible. So thank you for that. I hope everyone is doing okay. I know a move like this fucked up a lot of people. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. So please, 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 please remember that it's just money. You can make it back. And I know it might seem insurmountable. Maybe you lost it all. Maybe you lost all the money you made in the last few months. You know, maybe you're down 40, 50% from all-time high. Who knows? Like at the end of the day, the market is down 50%. If you're down less than 50% from where you were, from your all-time high, you're doing better than the market. So that's a positive. But just be smart. Don't do anything stupid. I don't want to hear about anyone killing themselves or hurting themselves or doing something dumb because the market dumped. It's just money. You can make it back. It is going to be okay. The market is not going anywhere. If you need a break, if you need to take some time off, this is the perfect time to do it, right? This is the perfect time to take some time off, relax, recuperate, refresh, and come back and kill it, right? This is a great opportunity if you want to take trading seriously, you need to learn to trade, right? And this is a great opportunity to sharpen those skills, to learn, to get better, and you can make money in any market, no matter what direction it's going. It doesn't have to be in a bull market to make money. So hopefully everyone is safe. Don't do anything stupid. Love you guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back again in 2 days. 2 days with another video. So I'll be doing a video on Sunday with Bybit for my regular stream, probably around 3:30 PST. If you got any questions, join my Discord, come hang out, hit me up on Twitter. Otherwise, I'll talk to you